Yahoo's going to go into Rob anyway. Says I'm setting a date. I'm doing.
Go outside.
But I hope so.
Come on. Go outside.
Says there are 40 or so hostages. We have no idea where they are, and we have no control over them. So you're not going to get them if they sold them off to all these other little terrorists for negotiation purposes. Because all of these other ones were involved in October the 7th, so they needed something. Iran probably has some. They got more than they thought, and Islamic Jihad grabbed some too, and now they really don't have track of them. Meanwhile, 22 minutes after the jury selection set to begin next week, the former President Trump's hush money case, former acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker is going to be here talking about the implication of our justice system, and so much more.
Some people just know that the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. Because there's a right way to and the speed that it definitely is. So why would you say a rate based on terrible loss? The terrible? Save the drive life and get a rate based on you. You're in good hands with Allstate. Hey.
It looks like the trash people haven't gone yet. So it's a light in here. Not warming this place up.
Infections that can cause shingles have occurred. Don't stop steroids unless told by your doctor. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection. They cause headaches, injection site reactions, vaccine, and fatigue. Ask an asthma specialist if Nucala is right for you.
I found this John Morrison's dad, who was first man, who created the book, Sport 4, Tracker, the world's #1 best-selling fishing and pontoon boats powered by Mercury. Proudly built in Missouri, sold factory direct in Bass Pro Shops and select dealers. For as little as $5 a day, you can run a Tracker to make lifelong memories of your own. Bass Pro Shops.
Twice a day.
Support conservation.
I thought I knew a lot about our roots. I was surprised to learn so many more things. 1892. Wow. Here's the boat taking over. Yeah. Wow. I know the TurboTax expert because I had 2 full-time jobs, lawyering and cleaning. I'll file your taxes for you with 100% accuracy guaranteed. Let a TurboTax full-service expert do your taxes as soon as today.
To order, visit freeelectionguide.com. That's freeelectionguide.com. What impacts you every day? There is one book that influences almost every aspect of our lives. The wisdom that shapes the way we measure time, in the fusion of fashion and arts, in the strokes that have inspired masterpieces, and stirred souls, written on the hearts that inscribed our monuments, in the call to action that has ignited revolution and change. The Bible, in fact, is all around you. It's still found at the Museum of the Bible.
So my address is changing. It's going to be 39 Broad Street. I miss my typing. I probably should do some of it before I go to the shelter because, well, it doesn't mean I can't do it. I didn't even actually pay attention when I went into the library. If they still have that thing there that was like the thing that you can stand at. I'd still have to put it like on top of a bag or something, but It's probably like a basic survival technique. It's just something about the music being like blasted in your ears. It's not like I was playing it super duper hard. It's just different. Listening to music in headphones is different.
We are back with your headlines. A survey shows half of U.S. homeowners and renters are struggling to afford their house payments. More than 34% of homeowners who struggle to afford housing say they had to sacrifice vacations, apartment costs, 42% skipped meals, over 20% worked extra hours, and also say they're dipping into their retirement savings. And a new survey revealing the most popular moving locations for millennials and the top answer might surprise you. The Tampa, Florida area had the highest net gain of millennial residents last year, according to surveys from the Moving
What is this? Is that a bug?
28-year-old
But the interesting tip today is going to see you fucking do things. Maybe just not ready to do that. All right, really quick, I'm going to break down with this over. Okay, let's talk about New York Appeals Court rejecting four residential motions to go into this money. The jury selection is going to be on Monday. Former acting attorney general Matt Whitaker joined us now. Now, you're really not a surprise. They asked for a delay to get a judge. They asked for a delay to get an decision. No and no.
Yeah, it's not surprising that New York doesn't want to give up this ground, especially Manhattan. But you know, look at the numbers. The president's filing over 2,000 people in New York County versus Manhattan. And what it found was 61% of those people polled think that Donald Trump is guilty of these crimes. Secondly, in 2020, New York City voted by 76% to 23% for Joe Biden. So obviously getting up there very game. Is it possible now? All this court said is, well, let's try to get it through and see if we can get 12 people. But to be fair, I'm very that many of the high-profile individuals are going to want to be on this jury and aren't going to go to court for
Absolutely. So you can get back to this. You can know this. That's what happened a little bit ago. The presence of folks in the 24 business records, 12 registrations, 11 invoices, and 11 checks. But the source is right okay. We've got some issues, got some big problems. Meanwhile, let's talk about what's happening on the really court case. The DOJ is refusing to hand over Joe Biden's audio recordings of his conversations with Robert Hur. Remember, Robert Hur said that Joe Biden is too old, too sympathetic, too prosecuted. So far, Merrick Garland faces contempt charges because they hand over these tapes that these tapes. They're both staring each other down. Garland says it's going to be used for political purposes. I don't want to take part. You need your thoughts.
the Congress. Whatever Judge Chase said, when DOJ was turning over certain records and testimony from a couple of prosecutors in the Hunter Biden case as well. So, the DOJ, I guess, will be in prison, will convict Steve Bannon, try to put him in prison for the same thing. But when it comes to them turning over documents for cooperating with Congress, they say that they're above the law. It's kind of gross.
This is where I think we can extend it. I mean, you go ahead and
It's a standoff, but ultimately, you know, they have to refer these contempt charges to DOJ, and guess what? DOJ isn't going to follow up on it by any chance.
I'm sure. The Social Security Department just called my head and said they just take back the money. It's not even part of his probate or something. I just saw like paperwork and it made me think of that. Well, it doesn't make that much of a difference to me because clearly I can't be responsible since I have no income. So I don't even drive. I couldn't even like put stuff in a truck. You know, there's no way that furniture's fitting in this truck. But. Yeah, I guess when it goes to that probate thing, his debt, his creditors get it, and whatever he has, his creditors get it first. So he's got to have right off the bat more than $10,000 available because the trailer. Don't buy trailers, guys. Guys with the bellies, as Cindy says, like that matters. Don't buy trailers. I know it's sad. $13,000 to get high in for the first year and then never use the thing again. I think they took it camping like once, right? I've never been inside of it. I didn't realize it was like a brand new trailer when he got it, man. Just he thought he was going to live in that thing. He thought he was going to travel around in his truck and his trailer, obviously. So, misunderstanding about reality. He put it on the local news. It doesn't, no, don't start thinking that, people. I know, what was it? Like, it is it for the other species, it really is. I can't see the other species like just trying Exodus 20 because I think they stopped doing that in 2021. If they were, that's what I do to try to help them because you would assume those people are not jailers. Okay, like if they realize that they come to finally realize they did an Exodus 20 or something and they're not human beings, like do things that are not making you miserable. Well, some of them are never going to come to that because God has to contain them because of the danger level. So they don't think they're jailers or whatnot, but they actually would be or something because you can't break the God delusion. Not possible, so I think this is what I'm going to do today. I want to try to get 2 things done earlier in the day so I can relax. I got to go up to the Stop and Shop at some point and get water and soda. I have enough. If I was going to still do peanuts and stuff, I have enough peanuts for today because I didn't eat any yesterday. My SNAP food card is supposed to be back on today, so let's pray it is. It said it was pending, so I think the cash is not going to be back on because supposedly I got to get that thing signed, which doesn't make any sense. But it might just have been a misunderstanding. But, well, hopefully they still have a nurse at the shelter. It's a medical record, so it's clearly a terminal illness. She signed it right away. All she did was ask if she could take my blood pressure. She probably would have signed it anyway if I said no. A person has a do not treat for a reason. It actually does include blood pressure because that's make a person scared. That's why I don't have blood work done. It messes up your whole psyche. It messes up your whole mind. Even the blood work. It's like, can they take blood work and I never find out about it? They don't tell me. What doctor is going to agree to do that and not release the results to me? Right. It violates kind of my rights, but there's a problem because of Social Security. So she's saying they denied it. That's not what the letter said, but she said maybe that's from GTA, not Social Security. Okay. So Social Security, is it on record they denied it because I wouldn't have a medical exam? Awesome. No, but in their world system, there's a whole bunch of advocates for liberty that go, oh, geez, man, you could have a field day with that, right? No, I'm not partaking in that. I can't. It's not all this. It's the Passover. I don't partake in that stuff, but maybe another person, because if they did it to me, they did it to someone else. Yeah, like you can't use incomes and Social Security to manipulate people into having medical care. That's spooky. It's been years, people. It's been years and years and years. Okay, and clearly I'm like not out of it. It's been years and years and years. And a doctor would tell you, I don't know what medical treatment you think she's going to have, other than a liver and kidney transplant. I know, you just go, that's a lot to ask of a person. For what reason? That's a lot of suffering to force a person to have a double organ transplant and take anti-rejection medication when she's a 25-year smoker. And we're being nuked. That's a lot to ask of a person. Yeah, that's not someone has an infection and it won't take antibiotics that would cure their problem. Talk about Saw 10. Yeah, someone saw it. I don't know if it's the World Wide Web or just internet jailers, but someone saw it and just goes, what the fuck? Yeah, what the fuck? It's got to be done, people. It's called The Black Horse. Don't come here. We ain't got no bed. Don't come here. Is that one of those scary movie things? Yeah, like does the deaf guy with the thing show up? You should see one of the trees back there. Yeah, you should see one of the trees back there, man. It looks like that thing. I don't know if that happened recently. Just no messages. I know, like, I'm like the one night that I don't bring my phone over there, and I think the ringer was off too because of being at Social Security. Yeah, no, it's just notifications from YouTube. Yeah, like I told you, I mean, that's even a person that's familiar with me. We didn't hang out. Yeah, like Melissa is someone that knows me. Like, yeah, Lester knows me. Mike is familiar with me, but we didn't really hang out. But even that, they don't do it. No, he said he wasn't in housing. Did he lie? He said that they offered him a room on Winter Street for life. Like he would never have to pay for it for his whole life. I don't know if that's true. That would be good news. And then something happened and he got suspended. And I go, because I go, have you been in the shelter? He goes, no, I got suspended for life. And I was like, that's not true. Yeah, it's helpful when you tell a person you're going to be there too. And you go, that's not true. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that before. They're not going to do that. It's been, how long has it been? Like, even if it's been like 2 months. Yeah, because I haven't been up in there since May of last year. I never do anything at the thing. I just run my mouth online. That's what they call it. Run my mouth. Talk and poop. Except, honestly, what I was talking is actually true. I mean, I don't know, like, people must be having cognitive issues, and maybe they were trying to mentally reason how this could still be going on with me. Yeah, like, and that's why they're probably like, it must be because she has to take care of her brother and her mother or something. Like, what are you talking about? The court decided he was taking care of her. Now the VA just decided again her daughter is, because her daughter's a nurse. That should have made sense from the time. I know, like, she works at a nursing home. She was an LPN. Yeah, Mary, no, and she owns her own house. She's never going to have a fear of eviction, obviously. She ain't renting. She's not renting a house, so get it. I mean, that would be doubly expenses. That doesn't even, and then I'm tied here. I got to take my walks, people. I can't stay in a house like this, especially with that person. The greatest of respects to her, but she isn't even walking. Yeah, no. So, in her body size and stuff, no. Right, it's not like someone I know and she got cancer, and it's like they're gonna decline like that. And you've agreed to care for a person for 6 months, a year and a half. I believe that's what Tommy thought he was doing. That Barbara made up a whole bunch of stuff that isn't even true. I told Mike not the suspensions part, but I told Mike that's what happened to Steven. Right, that they told him he was going to get a room on Winter Street, and then he left again, which is probably not. I know they're not me. They literally blame it on themselves, whereas I don't blame it on myself. Okay, because I don't use, so they blame everything on that. It has nothing to do with that. It's because sometimes their process gets tied up, or they've got problems going on. They don't tell you. It's not your fault, right? So, he left, and then Steven came back, and it was not long because I was at the shelter for 5 months in 2021, and they put him in a room. So hopefully. Yeah, it sounds like he was trying, I heard him say something about get a replacement card and then something. He probably needs it for the shelter. He needs it for housing. And then whatever it was, he didn't have a photo ID. Okay. I know. He said he had something with the photo on it, but apparently they wanted something else too. Mine just says 38 Broad Street. So I go, I don't know. That's going to be every time now. I got to say it's actually 39. There's always something, isn't there? Right at the timing where I had to get a new one, but it's a good thing I did because it had already been unvalid since May of 2022, I think it was. Remember that? I thought they would do that to me at the IRS. I thought they'd send me my COVID check and then I couldn't cash it because my ID expired. It was still valid when Tommy agreed to call them and lie and tell them I had behavioral problems. That's code for drug addict. I don't have behavioral problems. That's probably his diagnosis. I don't know where he got that word from. Yeah, just what the fuck, dude? You just told the fucking federal government I'm a drug addict? I'm sure he knew it was fucked up. They wouldn't give me that COVID money. That's when they start getting concerned. They're in no way, shape, or form supposed to be doing it. That's a good disassociation, though, that they're trying to keep me a virgin. They don't even acknowledge anything about me, and they could give me an endowment, right? Like where you just, here's a house, and this is the income, this is how you live on it. Right. They don't do any of that. Okay. They're not doing it for that reason. But obviously, at this point, you've got to be doing it on purpose when you outlaw Florida alimony and deny Social Security in the same week, probably. Like in a fury because of 2 photographs of me and Brian together. So that's your answer as to what's been going on since 2011. You've got to ask them why it matters to them and see if they even acknowledge what you're talking about. They think they can actually just keep doing that, and that's believable. Yeah, I need to color my hair, but I really don't want to color it that color. Yeah, I was in the mirror today going, I really like it dark. So I may have to get a hair color, yeah. It dwindles down. Well, I have a gift card to Star Market. I should have done it yesterday when I was in Quincy, but I didn't think of it. It's automatic too. Anything that involves spending money. I think I'm down to $60. I went up in my purse and counted. I had $100, and I took 20 and put it on my Charlie card. So now I have $80. And maybe some change, some coins. I was down to like $6 or something. I might be under $6 on my Snap Food card. So as I told these people repeatedly, and by these people, at least Cindy and Candy, okay, that I had to go out to Quincy because I'm trying to do the steps for my own self, how I'm going to live. I'm not a body at the morgue. I'm a living, breathing person. Right, because I was told it was Barbara signs it or two siblings. That is what I was told. So James may not know that, but yeah. And then Candy read the form that there's a photograph of it being texted to people, that it tells Cynthia she's not supposed to be in charge of his belongings. But yet, right. Because clearly that stuff was on his body. It was in his pockets. The phone could have been in his hand. He was on the toilet. His phone, his wallet, and his keys. His wallet and his keys were in his pockets. Because I was already checking around for them in his room before they took him out of here. And there's no way that EMT people would be looking around his room. Get it? Just, I say to her, so she can hand them to me. Make sure that they, right, because she's standing there, and I think she was actually talking to them. That's why I said it. Make sure that they give you his keys and stuff. His keys. I don't even know if I said it. Oh, check his wallet, I think, they wanted to know his birth date. That's why. Right. They wanted to know his year. I knew his birthday. I didn't know what year he was born. I know, that's the only reason I cared about a wallet, but it clearly might have had the landlord's name and phone number in it. That was my only concern at that point, was keys and the landlord's name and phone number. The rest of it's secondary because that all involves like money, or like an electric company doesn't have keys and come in here thinking no one's in here. Yeah, because it's not even really like to the point of criminal, just a landlord's told the man died and Barbara left. Right. What reason would, unless they're not supposed to do it because the stuff is still here? I have no idea, but I could see a landlord doing that. Yeah, but maybe legally they can't do it till the 17th. Well, when she could have recalled the landlord, right? I don't want to keep talking about this. It's fucking nonsense. But when she called the landlord, she didn't know that Barbara wasn't staying here till the 17th. Cindy didn't know that. Then it became the end of the month. See what I'm getting? She was already trying to extend it. Yeah, like she was already trying to extend it. So that there's a reason why I start going, okay, when are you taking her out of here? It doesn't. It really doesn't, but I don't even call them. And they've decided that I'm a non-entity, obviously. After what that guy from VA hospital, how he was talking to me in 2017, they already decided that as an entity. Get it? Who could be doing this? So they already decided that as an entity, that I don't exist. Because they're profoundly criminally insane. And it wouldn't matter how cognitively impaired all of these people are. Get it? Okay, just the same people end up in a shelter on the street. It's a brain plague. And they don't like us. It's like their brains twisting of what God's saying. It's social distance. It's like God's letting them know that we're not like their species, but they're not supposed to be trying to Holocaust us and kill us. I think that the animal shelter opens at 8. I'll probably call them about 9. Yeah. Because I'm going to have coffee. Yeah. Just the whole, see how every single day since the guy died, and it shouldn't have been like this. I could have got this business with the dog wrapped up the first week. He died on a Tuesday. Okay. So. He was still sleeping. I had to wake him up to take him outside. He was having that thing last night. They may end up having to put him down. I don't know, because if he's got something going on with his lungs, but it's definitely intermediate. So I don't know if he's sniffing something. Yeah, just they may give him an antihistamine or something. He doesn't do it all the time. I think it's pretty recent that he's been doing it. Yeah, we get some more coffee. But by recent, at least like a month or two, probably. At least. Yeah, I mean, honestly, my main concern should be the dog, right? Okay. Since no medical examiner's office or Folsom Funeral Home has actually contacted me, and clearly these people have my phone number. So they didn't give my phone number to these people. Okay. I know. You just go, okay. I'm sure I'm sure all the time they're probably like, oh, we got one of those where the family is completely, they don't talk to each other, and now one of them is dead. Great. Yeah, I mean, clearly, say that everybody is called Folsom or they've gone up there, they know that so far Mary is the person that wants nothing to do with them. No, yeah, I mean, it's not intentional. It's just obvious. You go, okay, so this one, she has basically nothing to do with you folks. Okay. Yeah, that's probably Barbara's point of view, because Barbara's not going to listen to, they were afraid of Tommy. She's not going to listen to that. No, because Cindy was coming here. Tommy stays up in his room for the most part when Cindy was here. So I don't think I don't think Barbara's going to listen to that. She used to get in the car with Cindy and go to Dunkin' Donuts. Cindy used to drive her places. Tommy didn't tell her she couldn't do it. So I don't think Barbara's going to listen to that. Right? Probably her point of view. Who are you people? Is she saying that? Who are you people? That's probably, and then they're going, oh, she doesn't even know who we are. She knows who you are. It's been 2 years. Actually, it's been like 3 years because we were in a house from May of 2020 to August of 2021, just the three of us. So it's been 3 years. She knows who you are. She's pissed. That's why you don't want to take her to a medical thing. Why couldn't you sort this stuff out at the VA? Get it? That's why. Just, she knows who you are. Why she can write I am dead. I think she knows how to sign something. Maybe did she say take me to a hospital yet? Like she used to say to Tommy? And then you refused to do it? I think Jim wanted her to go to a hospital too. And that got all mixed up. Yeah. I'm getting information from Candy, okay, about what Jim said. Okay, so that may have been mixed up too. And Jim was like, she's got to go to a hospital, not just Cindy takes over. That might have, because they actually went to court in 2021. Tommy clearly had to go to court. That's why he has all the paperwork. Or Barbara has it. He let Barbara have it. Yeah, he clearly had to go to court with her. So, I did what I could, VA. I got her out of here. Yeah, from what I can tell, anybody that seems to want to take over her money and her care, they just won't do the proper steps. Don't you have to go in front of a judge? Tommy probably did that. I've seen it done. She was probably at the hospital and then he's at the judge, and then they don't even have to talk because the judge is so used to doing it. I watched it happen. Cindy took me to court when I first came up here, something about her son and her baby, her son, daddy. And it's one after the other when the parent can't make their own decisions and they're too ill to take care of themselves. And they just go bloop, do, and then it's like power of attorney. July of 2020, the Dedham Police and Fallon ambulance were called by me for a medical transport because I said she was 100% disabled on a psych and she was like agitated. She was following me around the house, screaming at me to get out, and she doesn't have a caretaker. And they came and saw that Tommy had put that trailer right up against a window, so I couldn't get out. That is dead set the truth of what was going on. He was blocking off a window. So I don't know, he's dead, why he would ever do that, but he clearly did it. He put that thing close, and then you see how that window comes out? He rolled it out right up to the window of the room I was in. It was so spooky. I walked to Worcester because of it. I think he was doing something that's not as whacked out as it could present to be, like trap me in a room. Okay? Room with a key that locks from the outside. People get progressively more sick. I said something online about beginning to clear out the house now that Candy was gone and the driveway was empty. Barbara had wanted a dumpster put in that driveway, and she asked me specifically to order it for her using her card. And I couldn't do it because you see how her children are? That's why I couldn't do it for her, even when she asked me. And she thought Tommy was getting a dumpster now that Candy was gone because her vehicles were blocking the driveway. And they were outside walking around, and he was explaining to Barbara what he was going to do. And she's out there going, I'm confused. Like, what is going on? No one would listen to the woman. No one would listen to the woman. So she's 100% disabled on a psych, but that was sane to keep all that shit in the house and put a trailer and block Mary's window. Because I said I was going to start just putting stuff through that window to get it out of the house, even if I couldn't afford a dumpster. And he wanted to put an air conditioner unit in that window. And I said no. He used to go out there and stand with a lawnmower running. Does everybody forget this, how insane this man was? He would stand with the lawnmower going like this until the fumes got so bad I had to close the window. Yeah, he was mentally insane and he was doing scary things for years. Well, that's what happens when nobody will quote unquote help anybody. God kept intervening and then God killed him. Probably to release him from his misery too. But I really think last summer was the last straw for God. And then it's get through a winter where people are being nuked. Yeah, just that was the last straw when he wouldn't let Brian come here. I have it on my phone. I don't know if Cindy looked through his text messages and went, yeah, just now she's contributing to it by what she's doing. So she should think about it. She might have a similar illness. Okay. Thank you for your service. I'm gonna get free. I'm gonna get free. I'm gonna get free right into the sun. I don't know, but it's like the final like gift that Barbara Kent could do is she actually returned my ring I didn't even know she had. She dropped it on the kitchen table. Remember when she does it? I shouldn't say always, in the last year at least. She'll have stuff in a thing and you go, what the hell is this? Doesn't even make any sense, right? And then she put it down and a ring went. It was this. Oh, believe me, that's nobody else's ring but mine. So I'm sure Candy remembers the Sadinsky family. How would Barbara have Mr. Sadinsky's ring? And how would I make up a whole story about a ring and she just happens to have it? Because it was probably in a drawer in my bedroom when I left from college. I lived on campus, and this is what happened, in case you're wondering about how another reason I ended up with Al. I was living on campus. She had George in a trailer in the next to the house, the molester, okay, that had to get out of the house because I forced her to see the guy was peeking at me through a crack in my bedroom door. That's why he was out of the house at all. After me reporting it as a teenager and her going, you have an imagination, really? Come in this room, stand over there, chicka, there he is at the door. And she opened the door right on him, standing right there. Okay? So it's not she didn't know, but she has to pretend she's just realizing. And so he went into a trailer in the side yard. So he's in and out of the house. Okay? That was her version of kicking him out. So I go away to college, right? And I'm on a semester break, and she says to me, oh, I was just thinking about asking George to come back into the house. Okay. Yeah, where the fuck am I supposed to live all summer? That's Barbara Kent. So anyways, Stiz. Ding. I don't know. Was he doing that before? and he's passed on the ring to me. I don't see how that's possible, Stephen. Other Stephen. That's going to be his son. Whoever you're hiding. That's, I know. Don't tell people that, Mary. They'll make up a court. Now I'm in court. I'm the Unabomber. I'm Ted Kaczynski's fucking son. In a previous, they don't care. Maria Lagoa. Probably back in the day, just like Brian lied. Let's see. If it's a C-section, it doesn't work. Yeah, it has to be natural born. Killers. Begotten. Only begotten. No, that's a C-section. That's not natural. Only begotten, or it doesn't work. Freddie Mercury already did that with the AIDS thing. Yeah. That's what Jim would say. He'd go, I'm not begotten. I'm a C-section. I'm not begotten. That's begotten. There you go. That's not going to work, right? Because that's not Jesus. Mary isn't Jesus either. Mary is Mary. Mary's not Jesus. So then we go back to Freddie Mercury again. Woo, and round it goes. Where animals admit profound insanity. So you admit that you're profoundly insane and you're trying to do a human sacrifice for your sins. If your sin is murder, if you murder a human being, does it forgive your original sin of murder? Or like you really thought that if you murder someone, it forgives your sicknesses and you come out of the grave because you're primates. That's where that whole concept came from. Yeah, that's why they don't talk. Tell that to I keep on saying paleontologist, primatologist when they've seen it happen. If they've ever seen it happen, because they're all in a reserve. If they've ever seen it happen, where all of a sudden the dominant goes insane and won't stop aggressing at its own clan group until one of them is forced to rise up and kill it. Ask them if they've ever seen that happen. And then if they have, then it means that I heard what God was telling me. Not I'm right about something, but I like to know if I'm doing my job well or not. I was testing my Spidey. I was testing my God's Spidey senses, and it was like, is that Derek? Why do you have a ski mask on, though, so no one can see who you are? Okay. And then I'm like, is that? I almost said it. I almost went, is that my retarded friend, Patrick? You can't, because they got the thing on like this, and he was doing this. He's doing the typical. And it's like, it's painful to watch how much time. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. And then he went like this into an elevator, like he was going to the fucking airport. And he had the two bags. Is that my retarded friend, Patrick? Because it was cold and raining that night. I know. I don't know why I didn't say it. I'm getting bolder, but I guess I'm not that bold yet. Just, why wouldn't he say, unless he didn't recognize me? I look like I fucking aged 10 years and I had a hat on and a fur coat. Right, just. Anyways. Yeah, anything that involves me walking and stuff, I got to do today, because then we're going to have 2 more days of shitty weather. I guess I'm starting to feel a little bit better in terms of the landlord. But even yesterday, I'm out doing something, and here comes a text. Can you do this? She said something about this is the level of cognitive issues, by the way. When she sent the thing, she said, you just print this out, do that and the other, and email it. On what? I don't have a printer and scanner and stuff here. I know you just go. It's been nonstop since Tuesday. Right. In case it didn't seem like it was nonstop, because you don't understand that other people have my telephone number now. And it doesn't mean that those people are wacko, because those people don't understand other people are doing it. It's been nonstop since Tuesday. It took me, 2 days to get Cynthia. She was in and out of here for like the whole 2 days. It took me that long, including a call to the police, to get her to take her mother out, because this is not you people's house. I explained it last night. I think you're confused, especially Cindy, because we've been here for 2 years and it's all of their belongings. So like you think you're in your mother's house. It's part of dementia when you're not. It's a rental house. You can't trap me in a rental house. And then we do eviction nonsense again. I'm not doing it. That's why I left when I did. I tried my best. It was a similar thing when Candy left. I didn't even know she was gone. I explained that, and I asked Cindy to come over because I had a concern about Tommy, because someone booby trapped those rooms and never told me Candy and Norm left. Yeah, and then finally, because they were out for the day, because I was in the room downstairs, they would be like, why are you going up there? Like, you get it? Why would I be going upstairs? Barbara was still claiming that as her room. Okay. So they went out for the day, and I snuck up there and went, what the fuck is this? And then peeked in the hole in Candy's door and could see her bed wasn't there. And I got freaked out, and I text Cindy. Remember, she wouldn't come over, and then she started saying fucked up shit. And I go, I think you need to talk to your primary care physician. That was in 2020. Okay, so yeah, then it was a course of events where Tommy got that trailer. Right, I walked to Worcester because I was frightened. I was that frightened. I walked 47 miles when he put that trailer up against the window. I took pictures of it on the AT&T phone. I showed them to Karen Corbett when I ended up in Quincy, because there were bushes next to it. I literally couldn't escape climbing out that window to get away from them, or the event of a fire or something. I didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He was doing wicked, weird shit. He was doing smoke fires in the backyard. So Jared and I had to close our windows the brief time Jared was there. Jared wasn't there until later on, because I feel God sent him there for my fucking protection. That's why. So anyways, all the while I'm on the internet 4 days, no water. So people are watching that like it's an entertainment show. Okay, so just know that God's in the process of killing all those people. Okay, because that's pretty severe criminal insanity. So just because you think you're allowed to do something, you're not. Tom Kent thought for 3 years he was being allowed to do that. And now he's dead at 57. So you're not really being allowed to do it. And this has been going on for at least that long, right? This began in 2020. After all of what I just said and going out to Quincy, this is when this started. So anyways, I walked to Worcester, I ended up having to call him to drive me back. So then she told me in the car that I could take the room upstairs. Oh, well, thank you, right? To get the fuck. Remember, she was like, can you leave your door open so that when Michelle and Jared walk by, they can see you in there? Who's Michelle and Jared? Does that mean Barbara and Tommy? That's what they were doing, the two of them. Okay? The two of them were fucking nutters. They were trying to close off a window, so I had to open a door and just be in a room that they can view like I'm a fucking animal in a zoo. I'm not kidding you. That a bedroom. And that's when they were sleeping in a room together. So when I come back from there, remember I was completely glycogen depleted and I had to eat tortillas and cheese for like a day and rest. And then I walked to the store, and I know one of the things I bought was beets. It was the fucking next day she started following me around the house after telling me I could take that room. I was washing the curtains and stuff, and she said something about taking down the curtains because they wanted everything fucking covered up. So, just completely mentally ill people. So I called for a medical transport, and I explained the whole thing, and they wouldn't take her because Tommy said she didn't have to. Tommy, I remember the state police. Where were you? That state police dude that I picked me up. Because the cops told me to leave. They probably looked at the trailer and went, what the fuck? But then they acted like, why are you leaving? Because the shelter wasn't even fucking open. Oh, yeah. So I end up in Quincy Center in the middle of fucking mayhem because the shelter wasn't open. The library was closed. That's how I ended up camping with Karen and Michael. And he wouldn't let Karen and Mike. You can't come back here unless you're alone. It's all in fucking text messages to the dude's phone. So anybody that thinks because of what's going on with the world that you can do whatever you want, God will kill you. Just know that. So hopefully it will dampen the rest of the remaining of you folks' behavior a little bit. Right, because apparently unless you're told an example like that, that's how other species can't just attack me on my land like a grizzly bear is not allowed to just come and kill me on my land. It's just not allowed. Okay? So clearly you're a different species. You can't trap me and keep me your personal prisoner pet in a house. God will kill you. So if you've done that with anybody, you need to put them outside like I told you last summer when I was talking about Brian. Because some people like me, I didn't have a phone and you're shutting off people's social media and watching us like a show. You're absolutely doing that. And I told you that God was going to kill you for doing that. So just giving you a heads up. They were talking about it the winter of 2023 before I went out to Quincy when they had that snowstorm in Buffalo. Some of you forget yesterday. Okay. Does it seem like I forgot things? Only forgotten son, not I forgot things. I don't know what an eclipse is. What's an eclipse? I didn't even look up in the sky. No, that means nothing to me. But I did walk around and go, okay, what are you folks doing? Yeah. Lester didn't care either. He's just like he said something about all these people. And I'm just like, Melissa, I don't think Melissa was out there with glasses staring at the sky. Like you're in that film with Roddy Piper. What's that film called? They Live? Is that what it's called? They Live? What's with the specialized glasses? Corrective lenses that Brian Buchanan and Mary Lagoa can't get? What are you guys staring at up there? The king has no son. Is that why? It's a little bit concerning that the dude still told the court my name's Mary Kent because there's another person named Mary Kent. I know you, my cousin, the blonde. Yeah, there's another person named Mary Kent. He did it when he booked my airline ticket too. My name's Mary Lagore, not Mary Kent. That's my maiden name. Just parts unknown. Gross. I don't think any of it's funny. Is it possible they printed that shit up themselves? Remember when she made me write? It was Cindy, Tommy, and her. Write me up something, bequeath. Like they're playing whatever the fuck they want. Not with me, you're not. That's why I go to a shelter. I should be done with my coffee by 9 o'clock. It's only 8:30. I've got like 2 cups, that one and another one. I have like this much soda that's probably going to get dumped out because it sat there while I was gone. I'm that paranoid. Right. I wouldn't leave an open thing like that and then start drinking it. I used to do it when Barbara and Tommy were here up in that room, and I'd come back and go, shh. I wasn't really paranoid that he would put something in my drink. Right. Just, I thought about it once or twice. Because of his level of mental illness, I did the thought crossed my mind once or twice because when he used to smoke drugs in the basement, like it was like I don't know what if he did something to the vents or it was just wherever he was in that basement, the drugs went right up to the bedroom I was in. It probably just had something to do with the vents in the house. The room that used to be Barbara's bedroom, it would go right up there, like just wicked strong drug smell. That one you could block off, and I used to put something in front of it to try to, and then I'd have to spray the room and open a window. Because this is the other thing too, is that window originally you couldn't open because there was an air conditioner in it. I eventually pulled it out of that window and put it on the floor because she had the bed right there, so I could pull it off and then without hurting myself. Finally, to have a window. I'm not kidding you. There was no window in the room, and you had to keep the door shut because Candy and Norm were there, and I think there were children in the other one still. And it was just drug smell. Like I believe he thought he was getting everybody in the house high. I do. He would not go outside and smoke those drugs. So anyways, it crossed my mind once or twice about paranoia that he might put something in my drink while I'm out on my walk. But I just felt to trust God that God wouldn't let him do it or God would tell me not to drink it. Yeah, like... Because she said that was the other thing too, is she said that to him once that she thought he was putting something in her drink that was making her forget things. I didn't think that. I thought he might put some fucking drug in it, not make me forget things. Yeah, he seemed like he potentially could be sick like that, but anyway. There's this much soda, but now that I think about it, it's not worth it. Just So after I'm going to call the animal shelter back first. And then I guess that would make sense too. Just walk down to Folsom. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. I'm just going to finish this, I may call them the dog before I brush my teeth, but chances are I'll get myself dressed for the day. It's going to be this again. Yep, I already decided it's going to be this again just for today because then I can do everything else when I get back. And it's kind of like a regular day for me. Right. So, like I said, if for some reason people that know me can see this, Melissa, Harvard Melissa, has my telephone number. I wrote it down and gave it to her. Okay. Mike, who wears the bandana and walks around like this because he, like Gene used to, he has my phone number. Okay. That way, if I'm talking into this thing and it's being blocked by other people, clearly the DTA office and Social Security have my phone number. Okay, so I don't know if they do something where they decide when I'm out here that no one can talk to me. Okay, so I was getting phone calls and text messages with no problem out in Quincy. So that problem will be solved before June. That's when I have to talk to Social Security. They did it successfully when I first got back here. It was like 2 hours on a cell phone. You explain that, why they're doing that. I've explained it to them a million times. They won't stop doing it. It's the pH in your brains. It's it's, if I can get the nurse signed, I mean, it's already April. So I'm not going to be in the shelter till the 17th. So then you have to make an appointment with the nurse. So hopefully by the end of April, it will be just like last year. And then I'll get it for May until they call me on June. And then I don't know. Clearly there's fuckery that could happen if they can't get through my fucking phone. And then act like I didn't answer a phone call. Because they tell you don't come to the office. Okay, you can bet your butt I'll be at your office on June 5th. If that phone call doesn't come to my phone. Okay, I'm right here. No, I'm showing you, ma'am. There's no call coming in that I missed and didn't pick up. That's what a cell phone does. It tells you if there's a missed call. The woman at the DTA office told me her phone wasn't working yesterday. So they know that stuff is going on. Okay, so I don't know if that fuckery is going to work anymore. Because God forced all you folks to do it to basically everybody, like I told you. So things are different than they used to be. And it's even if they knew you were doing it, they can't pretend they don't know you're doing it. Just as FYI, it's a profit for a reason. They already know. They know you're doing it. Okay? Because you were forced to do it to them. So clearly their phone was probably working the whole fucking time, you know. And you're putting a prompt on everyone's phone. So we go in there. That is what you did. Big ha-ha on you. It's got nothing to do with that. I could have stayed here and gone to a food pantry another year. It doesn't mean that come the summertime, I wouldn't have started going out again. I had $100 for the train. Yeah, it just means I could have stayed here another year just using a food pantry. A SNAP card doesn't actually do that, but they might actually think it does again. And I don't know, maybe that offers a protection for another year. Yeah, they think the SNAP card initiates things. That it doesn't. No, I told them. Every person I talked to, I said my brother died. Every person. And that's why I'm out here. It's not because of the SNAP food card. But yeah, they wouldn't do it over the phone. So, well, it wasn't as busy as it could be. But both offices usually, and people were saying it. So it's, maybe that means it is new. It is new because someone I thought said I was just in here, whatever, and I was like right in. There was nobody here. Yeah, that's usually what it's like. There's usually nobody in there. I've been in that office before too. It wasn't that long though. It was what? How long were we there? Like 2 hours? It could definitely be worse. I'm gonna get free. I'm gonna get free. They're all too young for me now. I'm old, but yeah, there's obviously a lot of Middle Eastern dudes at that Ruggles. I don't know what's going on at Ruggles, but I told you like months and months ago, right after Brian, God said something about someone's going to get on at Ruggles. Is that what it was? Someone will get on at Ruggles. But that dude with the thing who's clearly married, he got off at Ruggles. So I don't know. That's where they're storing all the Middle Eastern dudes, at Ruggles. They want to make sure you know, because you got to get on a bus. You got to get off a bus at Ruggles. And then they go right through the thing. Do, do, do. That's why they don't look like this wide and out to here. They're probably not from here. Those might have been, I don't know. It's been a long time now. They were probably like this big, but they witnessed people being dragged out of cars. Stop driving. That can't happen here. Yeah. The whole land piece has to be cleared. It's for their own good, right? They're doing it to themselves. The whole land piece has to be cleared. They don't walk. They never did. From what I can tell, they never did. They had horses, right? They stayed in one place for a certain amount of time, and then they had horses and wagons. They've never walked. They work. They don't walk. They'll never hear the word walk. It's always work. So they probably made up work to explain what they were saying. What are you talking about? Why can't you walk? We work. Okay. Obviously, I'm not even going to talk to Jim. But that day just recently where Tommy was going around going, this is a lot of work. Oh, is it? I shouldn't have a right to vote because I don't even work. Is this a lot of work? I didn't think it was a lot of work having 6 children in 7 years and 3 dogs and a house. I didn't think it was a lot of work and 4 acres of grass to mow and a pool to scrub. I actually did not think it was a lot of work. That was a pretty... If you had to grow your own food and grind your own flour and make your own bread, like I wanted to be able to do some of that stuff. I started trying to make pretzels at Fay Road when I wasn't even married yet. In Texas too, I had 2 and I was pregnant. Yeah, I was trying. I did a lot of crock pot because it was so hot, but I wanted to start doing like doughs and stuff too. Once your children, then you can do baking. You can do all the. It's a process. When you have little children, you're busy doing that. That's why you get Cheerios on a chair. Jessica Savage. That was so funny, man. I was so sick. Oh, God. By the time I was pregnant with the 4th one, I started vomiting. Yeah, before I could just lay down. And then you just feel like you're going to die for like 2 months. And then it completely goes away. Yeah. Just with the twins, it was like 5 months. And by the time it went away, then all of a sudden I had this business with the disc ordinance. And I was supposed to be on bed rest, which Al wouldn't stop working. Right. So my doctor wrote a prescription. He still wouldn't take any time off of work. So, yeah, but yeah, I guess they're lucky they're alive given what happened. So, Nope. Again, that's a custodian. I don't think they can claim that with Cindy either because she's been in that house so long and still is the same car. Right. Like they'd have to prove that she completely can't handle her finances. They didn't even do that with Tommy. I would just leave it alone. Yeah. They've got to. I told Candy about the trailer. I told Scott about the trailer. So hopefully that will get them to just stop it. Yeah. I mean, all this business about probate and stuff, it seems a reaction to grief. That seems to be the thing you do a battle war. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure they were probably relieved to hear that he set her up in a house and stuff like this, and it was just chugging along. It was chugging along. That's what I kept saying. That's the most care that a person like that is going to get, especially given the circumstances. He wasn't required to have nurses coming in here because he spent all their money on rent. Yeah. So there might have been a perception she was more able-bodied at the time. I wouldn't even fault him for that. Nope. It's your own mother. You're not feeling well. Her level of care is clearly just gone like this over the course of 2 years. So it doesn't mean he wouldn't have eventually put her away, as you call it, because he was talking about it. Yeah, it doesn't mean that. So I get it. Yeah, Mary's not interested in that. No, thank you. I have a medical condition. Okay, so that thought, maybe that she's had time to think about it. You go, I don't even know, Cindy, why you would leave Barbara there even one night knowing that about Mary's medical condition. Okay, like it's not really a business. I don't have to tell you my personal things, but that I cannot care for your mother. She shouldn't even have been here one night with me. There's a reason why Tommy let me stay here so I could lay down. Brian? Okay, so it shows kind of a level of psychopathy that's concerning to me. There's photographs. Who took the photograph of Brian and I in Plymouth where you can clearly see my belly distended like that up here? And you keep talking about Thomas. Okay. Get it? Okay. I'm not fat. Thomas was fat. I'm not fat. Why did my belly look like that day? And the next morning, you were standing right there when I said, see the abs again to Brian. Why was it doing that? So I can't care for your mother. I'm not the next person to just blow out in a fucking bathroom. Terrible. I don't think I have that. No. But clearly, uncontrolled high blood pressure. He told me his blood pressure. Right. So that was a long time ago. And all that screaming and yelling and all that stimulant use and no walking. Okay. It was 140/80 a year ago. Okay. And the nurse said it's from the walking. And she was like concerned about me being at the shelter. Like, you can't do that diet here. I'm aware of that. Okay. So I hope they get it at this point that I can't keep living in a rental with no income. I know, I am not a squatter. That's not going to help keep a woman's stress level down. All of us, every single time, probably you go. It's just like when that dude came to my door. Did you say? Holy fuck, okay. Do. You need to come get the children. Hey, do you know anything about someone reporting me to DCF saying God told me something? No? Okay. Okay, well, this is the thing. You've got to take the children because clearly that's concerning. And they probably, I didn't know it then, but they probably wanted to take the house. And they were literally going to threaten to take the children like they did to Karen and her husband. They may not even realize we're not together since we're not divorced. Right, because you look at tax records and it's Alfred and Mary Legore. So, yeah. Bye. If you're serious, because I'm sure you didn't understand how you could be dragged in for non-payment of child support or whatever. You go, I'm married. What the fuck you on? I'm not in DOR. Dementia. Like I said, those people would never have any contact with people in this family because of what's happened to me. Just from the second I ended up laying under a bridge in Braintree, Massachusetts, was I still visible online then? Because I had my laptop and I was talking about it on Facebook. How did I end up in a homeless shelter in March of 2012 after being on the literal street, on the ground? Okay, so they're not going to talk to them, thank God. That they would be given that warning as early as March of 2012 to have nothing to do with them. Yeah, if they're still living, they aren't going to have anything to do with them, and it's good. They did the right thing. Because clearly I have nowhere to bring them to. I have nowhere to bring them to. But they're, like I said, they're all adults now. It makes me feel better. I had a little bit of a concern when insane criminals tried to pretend to be my daughter and said she was living in a cage. And then she's in Miami and she's like with some dude that she would never be with of her own free will. So, yeah, obviously God would have to kill those people if they were doing that to her. Anything. Cancer, a car accident, dog mauling, anything. It's almighty. No one thought Tom Kent was going to drop to the floor like that and die instantaneously. Or die, I would say die instantaneously and float off of a toilet. Because clearly a dude that size on a tile floor, Barbara and Mary would have heard a and went right to find out what the fuck it was. So that's what's good about a live stream. Even if you hear something and you go, because she makes all kinds of noises. People do something around. Nothing sounds like that. Yeah. And then you go, oh, he's in the bathroom, blah, blah, blah. Come down here. And then by 6 o'clock in the morning, right, you go, what the fuck? How is it? He ain't in a bathroom. He was never up that early clogging up a bathroom before me. You just... Probably, like I said, there's probably people, especially drug overdoses, where they're living with someone and they know it's been like a day and they haven't seen the person and they don't smell any drugs or anything. Yeah, probably everybody that's happened. It's like a denial. You're like afraid of finding out, like, are you all right? Because I told you just a couple of weeks ago, it was probably one of my couple of off days because I was taking more off days than I generally do. He literally said to the bedroom door, he didn't knock on it. He goes, are you all right in there? And I said, yeah. So he was probably not feeling well for a while. Remember? He was saying, oh, he was relieved. Oh, Cindy doesn't feel good. She's been, like, he didn't feel good. I remember from when before I had my twins, you don't. Yeah, I had the same thing where I just knew I didn't feel well. It's difficult to explain. Yeah. No, I don't feel like that. Especially when you can see a course of your stress. Yeah. No, I don't feel like I don't feel good. I like it's vitally important that I don't get clogged up. Yeah. So I follow a regime. I got to drink some more water. I think I'm extremely dehydrated. And yesterday, all I had was 2 chicken breasts. So, yeah. Yeah, I would probably, for myself, I'm planning to stay here until the 17th. But I'll be like up and out that morning on the 17th, right to the shelter, because that's when Daniela is expecting me. And I'm sure I'll probably touch base with her again before then. Today is the dog. It's 5 and 9. Today is the dog, and then I guess I'll walk over to Folsom Funeral.
Doctors say it can sometimes be hard to pinpoint eye damage from staring at the sun because it's all about pain. Some people experience permanent damage, many others recover and lose from. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back to your own news.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call her right now. I have her phone number written down.
Favorite view, where Stephanie becomes Stephanie. This makes Stephanie think hierarchy is fun.
That way I can use the house phone. Because you have to dial an extension.
This is a smart drawer. Let Stephanie, there's always room for surprises. This is Stephanie's Closet. A design by Calvin Closet. A company built for your Stephanie.
If I can find it.
Schedule your free smart consultation now.
Let's explore. Made with real salmon. Coming back tomorrow.
Friskies, always more to explore.
If you want to, when you try to find yourself, if you need a heart center, would you pick up a knife and attack yourself? Of course not. Well, what if I told you that nearly half the people in your car crashes don't follow the They try to heal up themselves and recognize serious life. Crazy.
There's nowhere to put it.
After a car crash, don't put yourself. Call Jason Stone and Tree Lawyers. 1-800-540-4100. If you've been injured, better phone Stone. Simple principle. When selection gets low, savings tend to disappear. But now that there's a great selection, there are lots of great savings deals. So come to Toyota Spring Savings Event, where you could get affordable 4.75% financing for 60 months or up to $500 a day, which could save you up to $1,300. Cross selection means great savings deals. At your Cleveland Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
Tyson's boneless buffalo bites and hot wings have that tasty kick of flavor, so they're perfect for a get-together. If there are any left when your guests arrive, Tyson any Tyson's chicken. More kicks of flavor, more smiling attackers, more to love. Tyson.
Dick's Sporting Goods believes that sport has the power to change lives. It's happened here for decades. Here in Boston, we've seen the power of sport time and time again. And now, Dick's is opening the completely reimagined House of Sport. New experiences, new services, a new destination for sport right here in our town. It's a grand opening unlike any other.
8:56 now, and there's still so much more to come on 7 News today in the Great Lakes.
Up next, we're just hours away from the Red Sox. So we're going to take a live look from Fenway, and gosh, that sure looks pretty with all that sunshine. We have Team 7 coverage on the weather. First up, ceremony dance to expect to see it.
Hello, my name is Mira Legore. I'm returning a phone message from Hope from yesterday, the 8th of April. We regarding a dog that his owner passed away, and I need to surrender the dog and go to a shelter. I apologize for not getting back to you yesterday. Having an issue with my cell phone. So you can call me on my cell phone. It's 857-346-9591. But I'm having trouble dialing in numbers like to your extension. Okay, so yeah, the dog is still here. So thank you. Bye bye. All right, that's done. I have to like explain why I didn't call her back yesterday. So. I don't know if there's something wrong with the cell phone. Right. It's just people do weird stuff that have technology. And I think they're aware that there's people, when you hit an automated system, you have to punch in numbers. Right. Because this is why I feel they're doing it purposely. I can dial a phone number, but when it's anything that I have to punch in a number, they won't allow it. People do weird things. It doesn't have to have a meaning. It's part of dementia. They think it does. Like they're blocking me from doing something. So. They're probably going to end up euthanizing them. I mean, yeah, I don't know unless there's a treatment for that, but I don't have to know about it. So I don't know if there's going to be like a holdup because I don't drive. We're like, I don't remember. I know there's a place in Dedham, but I don't remember where it is. Is it like right down the street here? Yeah, the dog might be able to walk that far. Except that I can Google it. Where the location is. You're gonna do that now? Well, maybe they can diagnose you with the live stream. I don't know. All right, let me pause this.
Celebrating Red Legends 20 years since reversing the curse. Special ceremony and touching tributes. They have planned to campaign. We have live T7 coverage.
Dangerous device detonating outside the synthetic temple in Salem. Parts of the temple reacting to the latest illumination.
And a stunning stolen life. What to do with those eclipse class?
The Red Sox for today's home running over Fenway Park and Brazos Trim. The Civic will kick off in just a few hours from now. Tuesday morning, so much to start with.
Do you need to go outside? It's been a little bit too. I'm not recognizing yet. I'm thinking this is way too far away because I see Noble and Greeno School. That's about the only thing that I'm not recognizing the names of these streets. Yeah, it seems like it's way over by Dedham, like over by 135 or something. Yeah, the dog can't walk that far. Even though Mary can, I don't think the dog could make it that far. You all right? You want to go outside? To me, it seems like completely like blocked nasal passages or something, but I don't know if they do that when they're having a lung problem. I remember Tommy had a dog he had to have put down. It started getting a little bit like foamy. Yeah. Let me put a jacket on. I probably don't need the fur coat. That coffee's pretty caffeinated, but all right, so that's another. I put another phone call in. Yeah, it can become frustrating. That's why, like people with vehicles, they could have just taken the dog and dropped it off at the animal thing. I guess they say the police, but I know the police aren't going to want to do that. I don't think they have a dog carrier. Yeah, like for me to just put it in a carrier and walk it to that place and leave it outside. Isn't that what they do? That seems mean, but obviously it would have to come to that. That's less mean than leaving it in a house. Right, and you just keep calling and calling. There's a key in the mailbox. Right, give them the address if it comes to that. Okay, it's not their fault, but I'm saying if there's a problem, okay, it's me again. Got to go to the shelter, and the keys to the house is in the mailbox. I don't know, they would say they can't do it, breaking and entering. The dog is still in the house, something like that. So if you're in a situation and that ever happens, just do that. Honestly, like I said, even if I gave the key to the Quincy police and went, I just tried for how many days would it be by then? 9 days. I just tried for 9 days. No, it would be less than 9 days. And there was an issue with phone tag and cars and yeah. So not animal cruelty. Okay, let me get the leash. Yeah, I'm getting the leash. Hold on. Time for poopies, I can tell. I can smell farts. Time to go outside. It's probably warming up out there with the bright sunny sunshine.
To honor Lucchino and the Wakefield dedication to helping out kids with cancer, the iconic phrase "play ball" is said by kids from the Jimmy Front. We're live with that this morning. Chris Rogers, 7 News, Today New England.
The Oakport Champs will also be given a piece of Boston history before the game. You may remember this traffic sign used to hang above Thorough Drive. Words "reverse curve" were spray painted to say "reverse the curves." Former Governor Mitt Romney helped take down the sign after the win in 2004. Today, Governor Maura Healey and Mayor Michelle Wu will give it to the team before they all head to Fenway on death votes. And the Red Sox have been off to a strong start so far this season. Coming up in our next hour, Alex Cora is feeling about today's matchup.
All right, that is
Morning, guys. Right now, we still have some delays. There's some new crashes out there, too. We're going to take you to over first on 93 in the south. Basically, right by Atlantic Ave, we do have a crash this morning, maybe about 10 or 15 minutes. The other area to watch out for is actually going to be on the Pike. First one's going to be in Framingham, and then also in Newton. This is the opposite direction to one in Framingham as we travel in the city, so probably about 15 to 20 minutes, and that's going to be at a minimum. Randolph is now seeing a buildup as well on 93 South, right by 28. You can start to see that it's going to impact that commute starting basically right at the Brain Street split. And give yourself an extra 15 or 20 minutes there as well. Getting a look right now on the Pike, that crash that I mentioned to you in Newton on the Pike heading westbound. 2 lanes are closed off. Look how jam-packed it looks right now if you are traveling in Austin rain. We are following breaking news. MBTA Transit Police releasing photos of 2 persons of interest in a stabbing at South Station. It happened on Saturday. Investigators say the victim has life-threatening injuries. The attack prompted a large police response on Southern Street Saturday. Officers blocked off several blocks as they searched for any evidence. And excitement across New England during the solar eclipse. The moon blocking out the sun, creating this spectacle in the sky over Stowe, Vermont. Day turning into nothing for up to 4 minutes in some places. Spectators flooding towns and cities in New England to get a glimpse at the rare cosmic event. We're going to have to wait until 2044 for another chance to experience an eclipse in the United States. Whether you were in the path of totality or able to see a partial eclipse, many say it's a moment that they're never going to forget. Senator Jonathan Paul has more from Stowe, Vermont.
Well, good morning. The sun is up after teaming up with the moon to put on quite a show. We had thin, wispy clouds overhead, providing people here in northern Vermont with a spectacular view.
It's happening!
Cheers from this Stowe crowd at about 3:25 p.m. as they witnessed an amazing sight in the sky.
Oh my God, this is freaking amazing. I was talking about the last time I saw it, so it was nostalgic.
Look at that! Wow! The moon covered the sun, revealing the sun's outer atmosphere called the corona. Some in the crowd were in tears as they watched nature's majesty in the dark.
My dad just passed Wednesday, and I told him he's from New Hampshire, and I said he had to be with me today.
All eyes were on the disappearing sun, some 93 billion miles away. A few stars popped into view in the daytime, night sky, and the temperature dipped.
I'm thinking about how amazing this is that we're alive and we get to see this. Feeling very privileged and grateful right now. So like 6 p.m. instead of 3 p.m.
The eclipse also stunned crowds at the Ecotarium in Worcester, where the sun reached 93% coverage. In Boston, hundreds took to the top of the Brood to take in the sight from one of the tallest buildings in the city. And in Concord, New Hampshire, people used not just eclipse glasses, but also protected binoculars or telescopes, and even a tent covered with protective material to take in the celestial event. And they had just one complaint.
I thought it was cool, although I wish it lasted a bit longer.
David's pre-show is over, and you won't have another chance to see a total eclipse here in the United States.
Yeah, we might as well open up a window or two. It goes pretty long like that.
Or the Dakotas to see.
Get it going.
In Stowe, Vermont, I'm Jonathan Hall, 7 News Today in New England.
And now that the eclipse is over, you can put those special glasses to good use. If you drop them off
Let's
at a
go.
Warby Parker, they're going to be sent
Process
from
going.
Latin America. So kids there can use the glasses for the solar eclipse that will happen in October.
The Yukon Huskies are back-to-back March Madness champions. They beat Purdue 75-60 to win the national title for the second year in a row.
Well, I just gotta remember to close them all before I go out.
Yukon remains undefeated in championship games, and last night was also their 12th straight tournament game where they won by at least 10 points. And the campus of Connecticut celebrating big. Students raced outside to watch fireworks and party.
Let the sun go down on me.
Richmond here on the news station 11 cooperating for the Red Sox home opener, Chris.
T-minus 5 hours to that first pitch, and fantastic weather outside this morning, warming up quickly, but can we keep that around for this afternoon? We'll take a look at the east breeze. And what means
There's no breeze, so it's if I open up that one and one of these. Yeah, just even being able to get to a window. These folks. Oh, that's right. This one doesn't go up. I bet you I can get the window up though. Oh, you just go like this? Is that possible? That was weird. No, but it did that. Isn't that strange? How do you get it back down? You can't. Now it's going to stay like that. That is strange. I don't know what that is. Let's get, get across. That's not a normal procedure to open a window. You're going to hurt your arm even doing it. But anyways, it's open. See if I can get this one open any easier. I don't know. I just lifted it up and now it's stuck there. So I don't know what the hell that is. Is it like automatic blinds or something? I don't know what that is. Strange. Yeah, it's like, but how do you get it back down again? Do you put them up and go down like a shade? It might be that. And she couldn't get it to go all the way down when she did it. Oh, unlock it first. Yeah, see, that's like a level of insanity right there. I'm gonna hurt myself. Because it's not normal to block off a fucking window. And it's every window, if you notice. Just like at her house. Clearly, they both do it. He put a bench in front of one of them. The other one, you can at least walk like this. So maybe he wasn't as sick as her. Like in his bedroom. The bed's got to be there. This is a bunch of shit. This has to be in a window. Like they were constantly thinking that someone's looking through a window, breaking in through a window. Put a little bit of air in here. Well, unfortunately, we'll see. I at least have to go to the store. I don't think I'd leave windows open when I left the house since no one else is here. Unfortunately, I'd have to close them again, so I just have to on the first floor. Oh, that's right. Let me go up to the second floor, but I want to call the funeral home first. What did I do with my cup of coffee, by the way? There it is. They'll tell me if I have to sign something or not, or if there's, again, a miscommunication, since they clearly could have been given my phone number and they haven't called me. The animal shelter called me yesterday, so my phone can't be that blocked. Hi, my name's Mary Lore. I was calling about yeah. I didn't know if I needed to sign something. I was getting different messages from different members of the family. Okay. Okay. Are you available today? Like, okay. Well, what time is good for you? Because I'm going to walk there. I'm right on Spring Street, so that's not a problem. No, I can come in. It'll give me a chance to do a walk, but I don't. Like, you just only going to be there for the morning. That's what I'm saying. I can get dressed right now. Yes. Okay. Well, how about that? I gotta have a cup of coffee. I'll finish that, wash my teeth. Okay. And okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Bye.
All right, time now for fast. Looking at the city.
See how easy that is? Like, please don't make me talk to these people because I know just. All right, so I got to get dressed and head up there after I just opened the window. So the dog just went out. She's got my cell phone number. So, what am I going to put on? Let's see.
again, traveling into the city. That crash in Newton is heading to the opposite
Got my
direction.
sweater. I know, like, it's all right. I don't smoke cigarettes, so hopefully I won't stink.
But everything else is starting to get a lot better. About 50 or so minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I would have been there last week. It's just, there's a, yeah, I'm sure he's probably figured it out. Like, okay. Yeah, just, anyway, I can't do too much talking, so. I said I had a half a cup of coffee, so. It's not going to take me that long. I'll leave the, I got to set up my home security while I'm gone. So you just went out. Yeah, you're going to notice more of a smell in the house once the window's open too. Probably. So I'll open up some upstairs. They can stay open while I'm gone, just not the downstairs. Mom, folks, take this in case she calls. All right. Get it done.
A member of the temple tells us this morning she's devastated.
Two things that Amy feared. Although when I got home, maybe because it's wrong. It's just, you know, I mean, I get it. People don't understand. But
Come to the fun home.
People lined up across the Fenway Park. This happened on Lansdowne Street.
You. Well, they fought for those people, but that's not something that.
They said at least one person was hurt. They are expected to be okay.
a Washington truck owner.
God creates people for a reason. That's for sure. All right.
Both men were on their feet when suddenly a person driving the other car lifts the owner of his hood and rams him into his truck right there. Police are still trying to track down the thieves behind the attempted car.
Saving a goat from a bridge in Missouri. It was stuck on a ledge near the top. Really no sun down there. It did eventually succeed. They took the goat to get checked out. The goat's owner says it will recover.
Well, the goat's like, I'm just going to take a seat right here and wait for the rescuers.
That's crazy.
Bizarre, yeah. All right, coming up next here on 7 News at 9, country star Morgan Wallen facing some troubling charges. And if it's the first time
Accusations in the movie set shooting. What special prosecutors are saying about safety on set.
South Shore Gutter Monkeys, complete gutter services for the entire South Shore.
Hi, I'm Joe Terry with IPS Cash. If you're ready to sell your home or want to skip out of open houses and showings, tracing appreciation, we'll buy your home as is for cash. That means you don't have to make any repairs or updates, and you won't pay any fees or commissions. Our cash offer is 100% free and comes with zero obligation to accept. So, sell your house the easy way. Call us or visit ipscash.com today for your free cash offer.
here, anything.
That'll give me a chance to see if he wants this stuff. But that's up to the rest of his family. I'm not making those types of decisions.
I know what to do, Jesse. I got a car switcher and that while taking care of patients. $99,000. Another fight of mine was a delivery driver who no one's working at house and slip and fall. I got $65,000. I'm Jimmy, and I know what to do.
Hurt on the job? Call 1-800-868-1000 for firefighting cancer.
on his Music Bullseye radio station after a video surfaced of him shouting a racial slur. And in 2020, he was arrested on public intoxication and disorderly conduct charges after being kicked out of the And Ball is due back in court next month. Brandon?
Olivia, thank you. Next on the news station. First look for upcoming hours.
You guys are so right. No, you are. No, you are. No, you are. Yeah, you are.
Fitness that fits your budget. Join Planet Fitness. That's right. We dress up a home to just one. Coach Easy to start keeping that big fitness and it's never too always free fitness training. A good for every workout. And get energized and get going. Join today. Just never down.
Hey Google, take me to Lookout Point. Okay, navigating to Lookout Point. Get this look. It's 2024 Cadillac Lyriq all-wheel drive for around $569 per month.
Good options.
92 cents. 92
Planning for the future. Interest personal It's been me tonight. Been in the light.
Playing the boss during a critical period in his career.
Billie Eilish returning to the music world. Her third full album is scheduled to drop on May 17th. It's called Hit Me Hard and Soft. This comes fresh off her Oscar winner. The song What Was I Made For? And it was featured in Billie Hard. Here's a look at the album cover. According to Eilish, Hit Me Hard and Soft, quote, journeys through a vast and expansive audio landscape.
I love that album cover. I mean, the question is, who isn't coming up with that? Thank you. All right, that's what's going to help you on 7 Up today. And right now, they're here live at the inside there, the sun is shining. Just hours before the Sox take the field, what's to expect you today?
Expectations so far this season of what our red teams going out west. Yes, the Red Sox goes to the same, but
Seven News is brought to you in part by BritBox.
So we're walking the whole coast of Nova Scotia.
Literally the whole coast.
We're trying like houses,
By the way, there's hot tubs and cold lunch.
rabbit trail, and the coastal towns. Oh,
You should have can't get better.
we came with you this time. Yes.
May 16th. Get tickets now.
Just announced Simon Drive. Current eligible fuel for GMC Lexus ultra low mileage lease on 2024 Encore GX Preferred for around $341 per month with 0 to assignment.
We need you. But this is all too real for you. Please make a call. Because we can't do it.
It is the cottage cheese lovers love. Start with our award-winning country style. It's delicious on its own, or like this. That. Even sure. Plus it's got more protein than hummus and less sugar than yogurt. Then there's Hood's flavors. We expertly blended real fruit or savory herbs for an unbeatable taste combination you can't recreate at home. Now, Scottish cheese. Good cottage cheese. Always good. Always good.
Well, it's building ahead of the Red Sox home opener here in Boston. Taking a live look inside Fenway Park, batting cage, all set up ahead of today's matchup between the Sox and the Orioles. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Randy Quinn.
And I'm a boss of the Fox, and the Fenway page will also be bring to a special tribute to the Elkhorn team that broke the curse. From how this year's team is shaping up to the game time forecast where Team 7 coverage begins, meteorologist Chris Lambert live on the field. Hey,
Years that we have those great memories of watching them reverse the curse and that over a year, what happened going down with 3-0 and then coming all the way back and wiping out the Yankees and going on the sweep in the World Series. Looking at Fenway Park, it is glorious this morning. Bright blue skies and nice bright green grass. It looks great. I mean, perfect baseball weather outside this morning. There's just a slight breeze beginning to kick in. It's more out of the northwest this morning. That is going to be more out of the east or east this afternoon. That's going to be the difference maker.
All right. Ready to go. Guess I'll, what did I? Oh, it's right there.
Late in the afternoon, although its influence is more pronounced right along the immediate coastline. So while we're in the upper 50s to near 60s,
Close these windows. I opened up the ones upstairs.
low 50s, my first step, maybe it's 13 bucks.
The hell?
In the low 50s to the upper 40s.
It's a start. I'll open them up again when I get back because it's going to be long.
Well, the Sox are off to a surprise start, going 7-3.
If you're the landlord, no. He was smoking drugs in that one room, and apparently he did open up the windows, so it's not like, yeah. But those windows are now open, and so. When I smoked cigarettes briefly, I went outside. There was a couple of times I smoked them in that room. That was last summer. So I don't know if that was discussed. Usually it is, but that's your business. He may have told the landlord that someone smoked, or he was in his depersonalization and never mentioned that. I don't know. Okay, so we'll see if this. I should be able to fit this in here. I guess I'll see if I need the pink coat. The key is on me. I'll be out for a little while. It won't be as bad as yesterday.
Fairmont Coffee Plaza ambassador Corey might be the most excited for the South Hollow Order. She's dressed in her Boston vest, jersey, and bandana. She even has the bat and ball. If they need
What are we on? I'm going to reset this home security, even though it's only been 2 hours.